quiet now. Now we're Facebook Live now, guys. Please, I've got to introduce you. Hello, everybody on Lionsgate UK Facebook page. I hope you're well. I'm Jamie East, and we are here to celebrate the launch of the wonderful, the majestic La La Land, which is in the cinemas today, right? And I'm very pleased and honoured to be joined by the fantastic Damien Chazelle, Emma Stone, or Emily Stone, and Ryan Gosling. How are you guys?
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
How are you? Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. And that's all for today.
Good night, everyone.
Before we get on to the live questions, which you can put in and submit down below right now, let's get into them. How does that feel watching that? For the billionth time, I presume.
Oh, I haven't watched the trailer that many times. No? Not a billion.
Not when you've lived the trailer. No, I was exaggerating slightly.
Yeah, only slightly, though. It's really cool. It's really wonderful.
It's joyous.
Well, everyone is really excited. It's joyous. That was a good. Yeah, look at. He said that with a straight face as well.
You never know for sure with Ryan.
Shall we get some questions from the fans?
So you don't think it's joyous?
Why don't
you know what? Break it up. Break it up.
Do you want to fight about this?
Let's get some questions.
It's joyous. God damn it.
Right. This is for all three of you from Rachel Webb. Hello, Rachel. Congratulations on the Golden Globes, first of all. But her question is, did you expect to have all this success when you first started making the movie? Or is it once you saw the finished product, did you kind of think, sorted, nutted that one?
I'm not familiar with that term.
That has a different connotation.
I really picked the wrong terminology. Let's move on. Let's ignore that.
I smelled a rat.
Did you expect the film to have actually? Damien, pull us back from the brink of stupidity, please.
Yes, that's my job. That's why they bring me here.
That is why they pay him big bucks.
And admit that the trailer's joyous.
The trailer's joyous. No, I don't think we, I didn't expect. I mean, you know, it kind of. I think we all probably had the same hope, but I don't know. I've actually never been as nervous before premiering a movie as I was with this, and it wasn't because I didn't like it or think it was good. It's just because it felt like, you know, sort of an outlier kind of movie, and wasn't really like anything that we were seeing in the movie theaters. So on the one hand, it's very exciting. On the other hand, it was kind of scary.
What about you, Emily?
I mean, it's really, I think it's so amazing when people react in a way that's similar to the way you felt when you read the script. I think reading the script, it felt like something that could be, you know, really powerful and impactful and, you know, and joyous.
Yeah.
Joyous. But you never know. You never know.
Joyous?
Joyous? You want to go ahead and say joyous?
I said the trailer was joyous.
Okay.
Oh. And we're done here. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Damien, this is one just for you from Jane Smith. Hello, Jane.
Just for me.
Now, a major theme in the film,
profound.
he's not even listening to me. The major theme in the film was having to make compromises on the road to achieving your dreams. You know this, you wrote the thing. As an artist, what was your guiding principle when faced with difficult creative decisions? That's one hell of a question, Jane Smith.
My guiding principle. I mean, one thing with this movie actually was that you know, it took a while to get off the ground. And
how did you start with the first blank sheet of paper and a pen? Like, how did you get from that to this?
Well, it started just with the idea of doing a musical in modern day Los Angeles, and I've loved musicals for a long time. I'd wanted to do one for a long time, and it became a matter, I think, of trying to stick to a certain vision over the course of, you know, the number of years that it took to get the money, and then obviously making a movie like this requires a lot of you know, machinery in a way. You know, there's lots of different departments that have to come together and work together. You know, from dance to production design to camera. So I think the challenge, actually in a way for all of us, I think, was just to make sure that amidst all of that, we just stayed true to what we thought the movie should be. You know, a certain kind of tone, a certain kind of approach, a certain philosophy of what a musical could be, and try not to deviate from that.
Stay on target, that is the answer there. Thank you, Jane. Now, Aaron, this is for you, Ryan and Emily. What resonated in the story the most with you in regards to your own careers whilst you were struggling?
Well, I mean, we had the opportunity to share with Damien some of our audition stories, which, of course, Mia is an auditioning actress, so I had had many experiences, I think, similar to the ones
As
that she
crushing
has
as
in
it
the
looked
film.
in the film.
It can be, yeah, definitely. But I think any actor that's been an auditioning actor has had experiences like the ones that she has in the film. So that was pretty resonant for me, I would say.
I really felt a connection to Sebastian's plight to save jazz, even though I had no knowledge of it or natural ability for it.
You seem
but
more
I still
comfortable.
felt like it was up to me somehow to save it
Since you were a child.
since I was a child.
You did seem more comfortable behind the synth,
Oh yeah, the seaboard.
the seaboard.
That was pretty cool.
Ah.
No, I think that the central message of the film of the importance of pursuing your dreams despite the obstacles is something that, even if you're not an actor or an artist, is something that most people can relate to. And so, painting this kind of what-if scenario just seemed to be something that was easy for me to connect to, but also felt like maybe something easy for everyone else as well.
It's a common theme through life.
Yeah, that's right. I should have said that.
No, you said it
That's a
much.
better answer.
The wonderfully named Ashley Moose has got a question for you, Damien. Hello, Ashley Moose. Did you have Emma and Ryan in mind for these roles, or did they have to go through a crippling audition process? Great film, FYI. he says.
Crippling audition process. Well, Emma thinks that I went to see her in Cabaret as like a way of auditioning her.
As a test.
Which is not really true, because I think I'd already offered you the role
But don't
before.
you think you would have been like, oh, never mind?
No, I mean
Really?
the reality is actually that, yeah, back when I was first writing it, I had my sort of pie in the sky version of the movie was with Emma and Ryan. There was even there was like a producer. I'm not going to name names. There was a producer, like or slash exec friend of mine and Justin's, the composers, and we he's like, oh, how's that musical going? Like, who do you think would be good in the movie? And we said, oh, it'd really be cool if maybe it was like Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling. We'll see. And I remember they kind of looked at my composer and went like, good luck with that. And so I hope they're watching now.
Facebook
But
Live.
that was like
Serving it cold.
6 years ago, and so it just kind of it took a sort of number of twists and turns, and it was really actually wonderful to be able to actually make the movie with them and actually get to work on it with them in the fullest sense of that term, in terms of true collaboration and really having a lengthy rehearsal process. And I think that was that was actually the real joy of it, aside from just what I knew they would bring to it just from afar.
It looked like it must have been one hell of a rehearsal process. It must have been like made the Matrix look easy. Kind of like the amount of the
What did they have to do for the Matrix?
acrobatics and ninja stuff.
Learn how to
yeah,
fly.
Whereas you guys had to
Yeah.
dance and learn how to play piano, I presume.
And we did fly a bit too.
True. Did it take a while? How long was the rehearsal process for this?
3 months, but I think Ryan was doing piano for even a little longer than that.
For like 6.5 years.
Yeah.
Before.
In my
Good
mind.
foresight.
In his mind.
No, but Damien had set up this kind of musical boot camp, if you will you?
Joyous.
Okay.
It was joyous, and there was just a space where there was a room for dancing, and a room I had a piano in one room, and wardrobe was there, and there were people dancing on cars in the parking lot, and the scenic painters were painting, and it just was a really infectious and creative place with a lot of energy, and everybody was kind of feeding off one another's energy, and it was I don't know, I think it was joyous.
I kind of wish people would stop feeding off of my energy so much because we're like
Well,
emotional
stop-
vampires.
maybe if you stop feeding them
like
your
a bunch
energy.
of emotional vampires
know?
everywhere.
Emma, Chloe Collins would like to know which was your favourite scene to shoot.
I think ultimately it was the hilltop duet number that we shot in Griffith Park because we had rehearsed that dance number for about 4 months by the time we shot it. So, and we had an hour a day to get it. We had 2 days.
Wow.
Shooting it at Magic Hour. So the stakes were really high, but it was really amazing, and everyone was kind of, jumping up and down. And I would dare say joyous when we got it. So that was
It'll be on the
really
billboard
fun.
by the end of the by the time we come off Facebook Live.
Joyous Facebook
Emma
Live.
Stone in brackets. Ryan, Sarah
Come
Spillers.
feed on her energy.
Don't. And even if
Please
she,
don't.
Even if she,
Please don't.
Even if she pins you down. Sarah Spillers, for you, Ryan. You told Ellen that your musical sequences were filmed in a single take. How many times did you rehearse a sequence before filming it? Did you tell Ellen that? I presume Ellen.
What Ellen are we
off of
talking
Ellen.
about?
I presume the famous Ellen DeGeneres, I presume.
And I told her,
You told her that your musical sequences were filmed in a single take.
yeah, that's true, right? Yeah.
Right, like long takes.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times did you rehearse the sequence before filming that single take?
Okay, I get it. It sounds like an accusation, but it's really just a
Yeah,
question.
She does sound quite aggressive. Sarah,
I'm a little
just
defensive, I
relax.
apologize.
Relax.
All right, calm down.
Well, if you'd let me feed off your energy.
Ryan, could you? No. I'm
Well,
pretty
I
tired.
couldn't say how many times we rehearsed. We rehearsed for 3 months.
Constantly.
It was really any time we had a free.
Let's say 20
moment.
times a day for 3 months, Sarah. Will that do you? I think that'll probably satisfy us.
A lot.
Fine, a lot.
60,000 times.
That is, I reckon it was about that. Damien, Zach Cameron would like to know, after the undeniable success of Whiplash, what is it about jazz that speaks to you on a level?
And try and do it without mansplaining.
Well,
Thanks, Ryan.
But I mean, you're a man explaining it, so just try.
Good God.
Um,
a nice way to say that,
Karen. Well, I mean, I played. What was it? The question was.
the question was, after Whiplash,
what is it about
what is it
jazz?
about jazz
Right.
that really kind of...
Well, I mean, it's actually kind of hard to say for me because it's just. I think it's just it happened to be the music that I grew up playing and listening to the most, in a kind of. It was playing in the household. It was all. It was. I happened to be going to a school that had a really, intense and top-notch jazz program. So all these things were actually kind of out of my control. It was just through the circumstances that it became this important thing in my life. And I had a very formative, very intense teacher who, kind of drilled a lot of things into me, including a passion for the music and for jazz history and for the whole kind of mythology of it. So I think in a way it's just those sort of personal things in my past that kind of keep drawing me to it. I don't play jazz as much anymore. But I think that is the reason probably that I, kind of the past few movies I've sort of.
It's in your blood.
I don't know if it's in my. It certainly was something I wanted to be in my blood. I tried very hard to be a jazz drummer, and I just never was quite good enough. But I could, but at least I can make movies about it. It's the next best.
Not a bad payoff. Jane Cunningham, this is for you, Ryan. What song from the film really resonated for you when you first heard the soundtrack? Which was the one that you were looking forward the most to recording? And
The first song that I heard was the central theme of the movie that I play on the piano when my
City
character
of
meets
Stars.
Emma's character for the first time. No, it's just the central theme.
Oh,
It's,
okay, yeah.
What's the name of it?
Me and Sebastian.
I mean, it's just the theme.
Yeah, me and
I mean, there's
Sebastian.
no
Is it not
song.
called that
There's no song
anymore?
for it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's the track. Yeah, the
The do 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 do. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. Is it? We call it me and Sebastian's theme.
Oh, we did originally.
I just call it the theme.
After I met with
okay.
Damien for the first time, I asked him if I could hear, I was just,
Was that the first thing I sent?
yeah, you just sent
Yeah,
me that.
yeah.
And it just got me, and it still does. It's
a
I
great
should be
piece of
sick of it, but I'm not. I think it's so.
they haven't even seen it. I keep forgetting that people haven't seen it yet. It's out today. There's a
Why are you watching this? Just go to the theater and go watch La La
They'll
Land.
be watching it on the phone already. They're watching it on the phone in the theatre.
Oh, I hope not.
You're right. This is actually. These are all people live on Facebook.
You're in the theater
Follow
watching the
me.
movie right now.
For all of you, Ariba Siddiqui. I love this movie so much, and I've had the soundtrack on repeat for weeks.
Oh, so she's in the theater.
Heart,
Right now.
heart eyes, smiley emoji. Which song is your favourite now? I guess yes, you've just answered that for you, Ryan. But what about you, Emily and Damien? Which is your?
I love City of Stars. City of Stars gets stuck in my head a lot, and it's a little bit embarrassing at this point because I'll walk around singing it, and I'm like, oh, it's not a very...
Your own song. Who?
Yeah, well, it's not my song.
Look, George Michael used to dance to his own music in nightclubs. I say you're okay.
All right, you know what? Then it's fine.
I think
We're
that's
fine.
actually good. That's okay. For me, why not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the in terms of like looking back on the process, the one that actually came out the most naturally and quickly, and that felt the most emotional coming out was the sort of we call it audition, the sort of audition number that
my favourite as
well.
That reminds me of Rainbow
Emily does.
Connection a little bit.
So that's actually, yeah. So someone else mentioned that. Thank you, because I think that's a beautiful song. I don't know. I just remember when I was first kind of played that melody, and when Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, our incredible lyricists, first read the lyrics to that song, and it just kind of, it had been this placeholder in the script for years. That was actually one of the last songs to kind of come into place, but when it did, it was so kind of organic and effortless. And it was probably also one of the first numbers that I played for both Ryan and Emma, you know, when they came on board, and just, yeah, it just seemed to kind of sum the movie up.
But you can go and listen to it even before you go. On the way to the theatre, you can put on Spotify or Apple Music and check out the soundtrack now, because it's absolutely fantastic. Paige Gui, for Ryan and Emma. You've been exposed to lots of different dance styles while shooting the movie. Which one is your favourite?
Tap.
Tap?
Tap dancing, definitely. I don't think I'm a fantastic tap dancer at this point, but it's so much fun.
Well, I think you're a fantastic tap dancer.
Look at that, silver tongue cavalier.
And no, but you are. But what was the name of that dance step that we did? What was the name of that dance that we did outside of Angel's Flight? The Shim Sham.
Yeah, the Shim Sham.
The Shim Sham's fun.
Our one of our assistant choreographers, Jillian, is a great tap dancer, and she said that the international handshake for tap dancers is this thing called the Shim Sham. So anybody at home that tap dances, no matter where you live, apparently, you know the Shim Sham. So
right, okay.
if you ever see us on the street,
just do the Shim Sham.
Just start the Shim Sham, and we'll try to do it along with you.
You said that, one day you'll be terrified.
We're gonna be called the Shim Sham somewhere.
Shim and Sham.
Shave and a haircut.
2 bits.
Damien, Robin Nguyen, I believe, apologies if I got that wrong. Did your vision of this film change as you guys were filming it, or have you pretty much, did you manage to stay on target from paper to screen?
Yeah, I think the broad strokes and again that sort of tone that I was talking about, I think that really, you know, that's something actually I'm really happy about, that I think it really is the movie that I set out to make way back when. That must be so satisfying. That we all set out to make. Yeah, it's actually also really wonderful that I never was in a position where I had to compromise in any major creative way. You know, the studio let me do what I wanted to do. I felt like all of us were allowed to take risks and to really try things out without regard to what would be commercial or, you know, so it was actually this wonderful kind of process. Certainly lots of things changed as we found, you know, as we explored the characters and as we explored the numbers and as we put the movie together. Things changed in the way that you want them to change. They got better, is what I think happened. But the idea behind the movie never wavered.
Good for you. For all of you, from Christy Hodge. Hello, Christy. Throughout the entire experience, is there a moment that stands out the most? What memory or lesson are you going to carry on with you for the rest of your days? Which I added the end bit. Which is the thing that kind of really stuck with you?
Can I go first?
Of course.
Great. So it was so much fun, this process, kind of what Ryan was talking about this area that was created for us to rehearse, and it was the production office, and so the whole crew was basically localized in this production office setting, and so we all really got to know each other for the 3 months that we were rehearsing, and then we were shooting for 2 months, so we spent almost half a year all together, and I've never felt so close to a crew in that way, and I think it's also a big testament to Damien, because everyone feels very equal on his set, and everyone felt very listened to, I think, and it was like a really beautiful environment to be in, and I ended up working with a lot of the same crew on the next movie that I did, not these two, but pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
And all we could
She
do was
didn't want
talk.
us.
Yeah, she specifically
I
asked.
specifically asked for to not
She was
be
like,
with
this
them
is perfect.
because their
With those
energy.
two
But for
again,
two things.
they're emotional vampires. So
Two black clouds hanging over
exactly.
this whole
No, they suck up all the energy. So but we were talking about La La Land constantly, and I talk to everybody. Like the takeaway is probably that kind of collaboration and that kind of creative communication, all the C's, collaboration, creative communication, cool, confidence, was just so much fun, and that's probably my biggest memory, and something that I wish it could always feel like that.
Amazing. What about you, Ryan?
I think it was so.
You loved your trailer.
Yeah.
One hell
The
of a
smell.
trailer.
It was like a lavender.
Nice.
He's just really into that. Anyway, Damien.
It was a
Candles
lavender
every day.
essential oil.
Yeah, the bedding was just lovely.
It's a natural mosquito repellent too, so it felt like.
Loved how
wow,
quiet it was in there.
What could
He's so quiet in his trailer.
Shut out the world.
Just like be by himself.
for hours.
I just smell my wrists. That, and then a close second would just be that watching Damien reach for this thing that was kind of just outside of his grasp, and everyone having to do the same in order to help him achieve it, and just in the process of the rehearsal, just seeing everyone get there at a certain point. It was so encouraging to see what you're capable of if pushed to it.
Yeah.
And I think we all had this sense of accomplishment when it was over that is pretty unique to this film, although you have it when you finish movies, but this such a collective experience of that feeling.
Is that the same for you, Dave?
And the lavender, which was
the lavender,
nice.
and
He just loved that essential
gonna
oil.
say
the cotton count on the cushions,
Yeah.
everything was just wonderful in that trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's. Just what Ryan was saying. That feeling. And I've one memory that sticks in my mind was thinking of everyone that it took to make this movie. When we were filming the scene with Ryan and Emma, that we were referring to earlier of when their first kind of big dance number together, which happens on a hilltop, and it was a very difficult shoot. And tricky to pull off, and not just for Ryan and Emma, but also for the camera crew behind the camera, and sort of choreographing those movements and everything. And I remember like it was either between rehearsals or like between takes, I caught out of the corner of my eye one of our, after Ryan and Emma had done this number either as rehearsal or as filming, for a few times, I caught out of the corner of my eye one of the camera. One of the crew members in our camera department, it was this really kind of, very burly, sort of, kind of tough guy.
Yeah.
Basically, the last guy you would expect to be into a musical, and he was just like happened to be like walking over to the crane, and like not like thinking anyone was looking at him, and he just did this like little like pirouette as he was moving, little like total like Gene Kelly dance move. And I was just like. Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, that's amazing. If he got so infected by just watching Ryan and Emma a few times to like, to do that, if that could happen, then maybe we actually all have a shot at this movie, sort of doing what we want.
It does. It makes you want to dance and sing and fall in love. It's brilliant. Aliu Gambo. Hello, Aliu. Hey, Damien. He says he's very casual. Very casual, Aliu. What, if any, musicals?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Damo.
What, if any, musicals inspired you to develop La La Land? Did you ever?
A lot of them. I think if I had to pick one, it was probably that sort of maybe changed my mind about what musicals could do. It was this French musical from the '60s called The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. That
I haven't seen it.
that we. Or that, it was actually, I think, the first movie that, because we would do kind of cast and crew screenings during rehearsal sometimes, and I think it was the first or one of the first movies that we showed. It was a movie that I saw back when I was a teenager, and it just kind of, it felt like a different approach to the musical, because it had all the magic and the spectacle that you want from a musical, but it also had a very sort of realistic story and a very kind of, very emotional story that wasn't always the kind of emotion you think you're going to get from a musical. And so it just kind of opened my eyes to this whole other world that could be, that could be communicated through the genre.
Great. Nick Deal doesn't have a question. What are you doing then, mate? I just want to thank you for making a truly inspiring piece of cinema that has further inspired me to make it into the film industry myself. Well, there you go.
Cool. Thanks, Nick.
Abby Copson. Hey, Emma. Another casual one.
Nice.
Yeah. Has your involvement in La La Land made you want to go back to Broadway?
I would love to go back to Broadway or the West End, or not Broadway, West End, just a theater somewhere. But I don't think I could do another musical on stage. I don't think I have the pipes for it. That they don't hold up that well. So, but I mean, I would.
If there's a musical where someone just is a mute, maybe.
Yeah, I would be a great mute in a musical. A musical.
A mutesicle. Joyous. The joyous mutesicle. Last question. Oh, no, hold on a second. I'm going forward. Going backwards. Last question. Well done, Amy Smith. You got the last one in. I guess this is to all of you guys. What advice would you give to young and aspiring actors today?
Brian?
Did you say Brian?
Brian.
That's his name.
What advice would I give to aspiring actors? Well, I think it's different now than it was when I started. The version that's presented in the movie of moving to Hollywood and auditioning and all of that is still a viable option, but you also can, make movies on your iPhone and put them online, or, make things with your friends, and there's just so many more ways to create opportunities for yourself.
It's a good way of learning the chops, isn't it?
Or just, you can create things that are as, like they say in the film, that are as interesting as you are, that you don't have to, wait for someone to give you an opportunity. You can kind of make those opportunities for yourself a little easier now.
All right, then I'll just stop auditioning and start
any advice?
Writing my own things. I was just trying to remember what my line was in the movie, because that sounded, I'll make history instead. There we go. You've been in editing for a long time.
Then my work is done here.
Great.
I've seen the movie a few more times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Any advice for aspiring young Emma Stones out there?
Well,
to all the young Emma Stones.
Oh boy, oh boy. I think that's good advice on Ryan's part. I think it's interesting in the movie. I just did an interview where we interviewed each other with Molly Shannon from Saturday Night Live, in I know the States. I don't know if you guys watch SNL over here, and she told me, she was like, oh yeah, when I moved to LA, I was 21 and I just did a one-woman show. Right away, I wasn't auditioning, they didn't get me. And I was like, you did that right away? She was like, yeah, I put on my own show, I did my own characters. And that's what Mia kind of comes to in the movie, my character in the movie. But I think that's so incredible to have that kind of confidence in your talent, to find a space and invite people to come see you, and give yourself that sort of platform, which is sort of what Ryan's talking about, making your own stuff. I think that sort of empowerment of yourself when you're in the position of auditioning for a bunch of stuff can be really great. So, yeah. Wow.
And Damien, finally, how could someone catch your eye in an audition?
In an audition?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, one thing I think I wanted to try to capture in the movie is that auditions are kind of, it's like this. It's this sort of unfortunate system where I think it's very hard for actors to be their best selves in an audition. And so I think it's actually, for whoever's behind the table, whether it's me or a casting director or whomever, it's kind of their job to try to see through some of the restrictions of an audition and just try to see. I mean, that's why sometimes it's good to just talk to people. I mean, I think what's actually part of Mia's, Emma Stone's character, what's part of her journey in the movie is actually somewhat what was my journey as well, is trying to find a way to make stuff personal, and try to find a way to make it a reflection of yourself. That doesn't mean that you just write stories about yourself or you just play a version of yourself, but it means that you have to kind of find a way of like burrowing your own innermost, kind of private, maybe even embarrassing, experiences or emotions or feelings into whatever you're doing, even if you're writing something about the Middle Ages or playing an alien, from a different galaxy. Like you try to make it. I don't know why Emily's laughing, but you try to, you know, I was making a point. You try to make it feel like it's from our galaxy.
No, you made a good point. I had a joke going in my head where I was just going to say.
About the galaxy?
No, isn't every part an alien from a different, I thought every part I've ever played was supposed to be an alien. That's what acting is, right? You're playing an alien from a different galaxy. It didn't work.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
And we're live.
Thank you, Amy, for your question.
Well done.
And I'm really sorry we couldn't get to all of the questions. No, there are lots more.
We're too busy talking about aliens from galaxies.
We're just going to talk about aliens and joyous and feeding off Emma's alien energy.
Please don't.
Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Damien Chazelle, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook for this lovely Q&A. La La Land is out right now. What the hell are you waiting for? Go. It is fantastic.